Excellent!
So by the time you guys watch this video, the event that I'm preparing for today, the charity live stream that I'm doing with Kyle, is probably already going to be over. Hopefully it was successful. Hopefully we raised lots of money for local children's hospitals. But this video is actually going to be about setting up for that event and not about me shaving my beard off, because my beard's probably gone by now too. I'm getting distracted though. What this video is actually about is setting up for a live stream and my checklist of what things I need to take care of before we're ready to go. So if you've never done a live stream before, they can be lots of fun, but you're pretty distracted while you're actually live streaming. So getting everything set up beforehand can be very important, and you'll definitely thank yourself and won't be distracted from actually gaming and interacting with the audience while you take care of everything else. So let's just run down the list. First off, we gotta establish our game plan. That's already mostly taken care of. We're gonna clean up. Set up our streaming area out here, set up the PC hardware, set up the software and games we will be playing and using. I have an extras option right here too, because I have an Elgato Stream Deck and Stream Deck Mini, which I might integrate, but I need to set up the software and everything, so that's kind of a stretch goal. But we also want to set up snacks, foods, and drinks, since we're going to be going for 12 hours. And then lastly, we want to set up a test stream and maybe actually practice the video games we're going to play so that I don't suck, or at least maybe suck less. So item number one is to establish game plan. Unfortunately, we've already been working on that. We're going to be gaming and streaming for 12 hours straight from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time on December 8th, which is in the past. I don't know why I'm telling you guys about that, but Kyle and I are both going to be streaming, and we're going to be streaming to our Twitch channels and then also probably to our YouTube channels at the same time. So we need to make sure we're set up to double stream to both of those. Then we also have a third channel, which is our Awesome Hardware Twitch channel, which we always stream to every Tuesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. We're going to use that as sort of a master stream where you can look at both of the gameplay streams from either of us, but then also have centralized chat and audio. My editor Joe is also going to be here, so he's going to be on a third system, my main streaming and capture system over there. And then finally, of course, you don't need to do a charity live stream when you're live streaming, but it's nice to raise money for charity if you can. So we have two systems that we're going to be giving away as well right here, and then Kyle will be giving away a third system. So we can mark that one off the list and move on to clean up. Now fortunately we did a pretty good job cleaning this area up just last week, and it's still mostly clean. I know it's already starting to look a little bit cluttered, but this is one of the gaming systems, so we're going to be using that over here. I'm going to do some more cleaning and titling just to make sure everything is shipshape out here for a lengthy live stream so everyone is comfortable. But then the other thing I want to make sure I have cleaned up is an area out here for guests, because we're probably going to have a few people stopping by who aren't necessarily part of the live stream. I want to make sure they can sit down and be comfortable out there. And then of course, cleaning the bathroom. Anytime you have guests over, you should make sure you have a clean and usable bathroom. So I'll spare you guys actually all of that stuff, and let's just assume I've cleaned up and we can move on. So here's the stream area setup. We have 3 stations going on. I'm going to be there in the back right with Arctic Panther. Kyle's going to be right here with the fastest gaming PC ever, and he's got a chair right over here. Both of us have 1080 main monitors that we're going to be gaming on, as well as secondary monitors so we can set up our stream stuff. The station for the stream and capture system has been moved to right over here, so Joe's going to be right there. We'll probably get him a better seat too. And then we've still got enough room to move around. We've got some space for the doggos over here. Hero is demonstrating, and that means we can mark off set up stream area. So next is to actually set up the hardware itself. So I still haven't plugged all this stuff in, and I'm gonna explain to you how everything is actually set up. Actually, let me get everything plugged in and set up, and then I will explain to you how it is plugged in and set up. But one other key thing is that we've got 3 pretty substantial systems out here, 1, 2, and 3. Any of these could easily pull 500-600 watts plus, depending on what's being done with it, and I have only a single circuit out here. So I'm definitely going to need to run another extension cord from back in the house somewhere, at least probably just for Kyle's computer. Okay guys, some time has gone by. I've made a few changes. I decided to move this computer over to that side just to make things a little bit more spaced out over here. But PC hardware is now set up for the most part, I think. I hope. I'm having one main issue, and that is that my razor rip saw still is not working properly with this system over here. It just ends up being extremely choppy and everything. So I'm using my old school Elgato HD60, which is okay for 1080 60 capture, but it does introduce a bit of delay. However, since I also have an Elgato 4K Pro in there, basically OBS was allowing me to choose one or the other, but not both, and I had finally given up on it, and then I left it for a second and I came back and then it was both working. So that's very strange. But this right here is this system and this 1080 monitor. And then this over here is Arctic Panther over there and that other 1080 monitor. So let me go over the streaming hardware setup. Basically, these are all intended to be self-contained streaming setups. So Arctic Panther right here for monitors. We have two 1080, that's the main gaming one, and that one is passed through the capture system back there and then back over here so I can actually game on it. Secondary monitor here is for monitoring chat and having anything else that's necessary up there while the stream is live. And then since I will be streaming from this system, I have a headset here, so that will be my mic and my headphones. Kyle's going to have a similar setup here with this system. There's a 1080 monitor right here that he will game on. There's a secondary monitor that's 4K for chat and everything else. And then this 1080 monitor again is passing through this system over here so it can be captured for the main awesome hardware stream. Kyle will also have a headset, although he's going to bring his own, and then he's got a mic setup that he's also going to be bringing. The audio for this system is actually going to go out the HDMI to be captured by this system, so it needs to pass through to this. So for that, he's going to plug the headphones directly into the monitor so he can hear that, and it can also be captured by the HDMI pass-through. Finally, of course, the main streaming setup. This one, Joe's just going to have some headphones to wear. The audio is actually going to be from the soundboard, and for that we have a mic right there and then a second mic over there, so whatever Joe's saying or whatever we're saying should all be able to be picked up and heard by anyone listening to this stream. And then this stream can show either of the two games that we are playing, and then when Joe has some free time, I'm not assuming he's going to be moderating the entire time. I want him to play games with us too. He can game on this monitor, capture that, and actually stream 3 games at a time on this, and we still have some setup and configuration to do with that to make sure we can also show chat on screen and everything. But I believe I am now safely far enough along that I can check off the setup PC hardware. Software and games is next. And when it comes to the games, this is my solution. I actually have a couple of these. These are 2 terabyte Crucial MX 500s, and these are going to be my external game drives. Actually, what previously was my external game drive, I had a 1 terabyte SSD. That's actually installed in this system down there in the bottom. So I'm going to be copying as many of those games off of there and onto here so I can set up this as an external. And then I have a second one as well as another external USB 3 adapter that I can do the same thing with. So I need to do a lot of game copying. And then of course, once the games are copied, I need to actually load up the game client, whether it's the Battle.net client or Steam, and load up each actual game on each system, and that way we won't have to wait through first launch delays tomorrow. Obviously this is a transition because Joe's here now and so is Kyle. But where are we as far as this checklist thing? I got as far as set up software and games yesterday, which I was able to do, and then I jumped forward to test, stream, and practice, and then I stayed up a little bit too late trying to get better at Fortnite, so we can at least mark that one off. Now, as far as the stream deck, didn't actually get to that, unfortunately, so we'll have to save that for a later video, maybe an advanced live stream prep video. But snacks, food, and drinks, I took advantage of the fact that Kyle is coming and Joe is coming. Actually, mainly just Joe. Kyle did bring beer and McDonald's, which does count as snacks. Joe brought good snacks too, though.
Potato chips, more carbs.
Potato chips. All right, let's check our snacks. Kyle brought McDonald's, and it's totally not vegan at all. And then from Joe, we got some potato chips here. Yeah, potato chips. We got some of these chips. Actually, these are also tortilla chips from the fan meetup last week that are still good. And then we got some salsa, and we have some salsa con queso. We got some cheese dipping sauce. Beautiful. Snacks are taken care of. I mentioned beer too. Yeah, we got beer. Got some soda. That is checked off. And then one final bit here, now that Kyle's here and he's got his headset on, we're trying to pipe that through this monitor, but the audio out wasn't working there. So we got one final change to our audio configuration. Kyle's still going to be playing on this monitor here. He's going to be using the webcam here to stream his face. And then for his headphones, I don't know, can you even see this? There's a splitter, an audio splitter here. So this is plugged into his headphones going over to him. And then this other side is going over into our soundboard. which is also where the external mics are coming in, so the soundboard can be used here for audio on this computer. This computer is restarting so Joe can install his software for the Nith. Oh, and also get a Monster going.
Any sponsor for these guys? Go for it.
Joe, do the sponsor pitch for Monster.
Right.
Well guys, that's all for this video. I hope you have learned a little bit more about how the setup process goes for a crazy multi-part live stream like this. Kyle, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be framed in the shot. This is supposed to be a very well-framed shot. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope this live stream goes well. And if you happen to join us, and if you made a donation, thank you to you as well. Definitely hit the thumbs up button on this video though. Subscribe if you want more videos. Subscribe to Kyle's channel too, Bitwit. And we'll see you guys in the next one.